Hi, I'm Deanna, and I would love to tell you about my experience with connection groups at Creekside. What I really love about my small group is that there's a variety of different people. We have single people, we have married people, young and old. We're all at different stages of life, and it's just been a blessing to have those people speak into my life and I speak into other people's lives. I'd like to tell you about one particular story where my small group was there for me. You see, many years ago, I was in charge of VBS, and I was getting a little overwhelmed. So being a mom and having to do VBS, and it was just a lot. So I decided that I'm gonna get ahead and I'm gonna make some beans for some burritos. So I got some beans and I put it in my pressure cooker and realized my pressure cooker was broken. So I borrowed a pressure cooker from a friend and he told me, Deanna, make sure you read the directions. Well, I didn't. I assumed that every pressure cooker had a safety on it. It didn't. So when I thought the beans were done, I opened the pressure cooker and it blew up on me. I was burned severely from here to here, and it was really bad, where I had to drive myself to the emergency room, which was a poor choice looking back. Right before this had happened, my oldest daughter, I had gotten her a phone, and it was one of those phones that didn't get on the internet, but it had that little flip screen where you could, with little buttons that you could text. And I had plugged in some contacts from my small group into her phone just in case there was an emergency. As I drove myself to the hospital, my oldest decided to make some phone calls. She was calling everybody on her list, which the majority were the people in my small group. So I'm heading to the emergency room, and in fact, this was a very poor choice for me because I started to go into shock. I got to the emergency area. I didn't even park my car. I got out. I believe I left my keys in the ignition and the door open, and my girls followed me into the emergency room. In the meantime, I had some of the people from my small group showing up at my house. They had cleaned all the beans off of the ceiling, and they pretty much cleaned my house because there was quite an explosion with the pressure cooker blowing up. Not only that, when I got to the hospital, as they were treating me, I had another person from my small group show up. They came, they parked my car appropriately, and they came and took my kids for a few days just because I was going through quite a bit, and my kids didn't really need to be there to see me struggle in that way. My small group was absolutely amazing. Not only did they take my kids, that they came and I had a meal every single day. They took me to my doctor's appointments. They took me and to go get my medication. At the end, I healed and everything was good. I still have a small scar where my skin had melted to my clothing. But overall, my small group was just absolutely amazing. They were there for me, no questions asked. They just showed up, and it was like family. In fact, I'm actually closer to most of the people in my small group than I am my own relatives. Overall, I know the story is kind of sad, but it's been such a blessing to see those people just pray for me and be there for me. If you haven't had a chance to look into small groups or join one, I highly recommend it. We've had people come and move away, and we've added people to our small group over the years, and I just can't say how awesome it is. This is just one of the many stories I could tell you about my small group, and I'm sure other people in my small group could tell you amazing stories as well. I hope that you will join us.